Sketch each of the following, stating their domain and range and the coordinates of the minimum point. Now we could certainly do this using our graph transformations. If we know what mod x looks like, then mod x minus 2 is just going to be a horizontal translation 2 units to the right. But let's just think this one through a little more than that. So, if we think about mod x minus 2, when is this actually 0? It's 0 when x is equal to 2, because we have 2 minus 2 in here. For any other value of x, this is going to end up being more than 0. For example, if we have the modulus of 3 minus 2, that's going to be 1. The modulus of 1 minus 2 is also 1, because we end up with the modulus of negative 1. So by the time we've got there, we can see how this is going to work. So if we have the x-axis here and the y-axis here, we know that when x is 2, it's going to take the value 0. Then as x increases in this direction, it's going to go upwards. As x decreases down here, it's also going to go upwards, as we saw from here. So what we're going to get is this situation. And so this is y is equal to mod x minus 2. And this limb here is part of y equals x minus 2. And this one over here is part of y equals 2 minus x. So the domain, there's no problem, we can put any value of x in here. So x is a real. If we look at the range, if we think about our glass elevator, we're only going to see curve from 0 upwards. So y is a real, but y is greater than or equal to 0, and the minimum is at 2, 0. Now for the next one, I'm just going to use my knowledge of transformations. So if we think about this one, we can see two transformations. We've got the f of x minus c, and that's going to move us c units to the right, and that's inside here. And we've also got an f of x plus d, which is this bit out here, and that's going to move us 2 units upwards. So, compared to the standard graph, which has the minimum point at the origin, this one is going to be at the point 2, 2. Other than that, the shape will be exactly the same as mod x. So it's going to look like so. When x is 0, this would be 2 plus 2, which is 4. So that's our intercept here. So this one is mod x minus 2 plus 2. And there's no problem with any input. So the domain is all reals. The range is going to be all reals that are greater than or equal to 2. So 2 is the minimum. And we can see that the minimum is at 2, 2. Now if we consider the transformation here, we only have AF of x, which we know is a dilation of scale factor a parallel to the y-axis. So in actual fact, that's not going to look that different at all to mod x. It's just going to be steeper. The gradient is 2 along this section and negative 2 along this section. So this is 2 mod x, and As far as the domain is concerned, there's no problem with input. Every value can go in. The range is going to be all reals that are greater than or equal to 0, and the minimum point is at the origin.